Welcome back, everybody. It was the largest fire evacuation in our country's history. Nearly 90,000 people were forced from their homes as flames ripped through Fort McMurray 1 year ago today.
Now the community is still picking up the pieces and looking to the future. Joining us live from Fort McMurray is BT Calgary's Ted Henley. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning, Ted.
Ted, let's talk a little bit quickly.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're great. I want to talk a little bit about the scars that remain in Fort Mac on this 1 year anniversary. Can you tell us what people are going through right now?
The people of Fort McMurray, a lot of them, well, it's kind of a tale of two cities, so to speak, to quote Charles Dickens. There are people who were evacuated, of course, but their homes were not affected at all by the fire. And then there's the other group of people in the city that are still very, very, very much affected. There are almost 2,600 dwellings that were destroyed by the fire 1 year ago. Of course, all of those people who lived in all of those individual places need to have new things built, be it a condo, house, townhome, whatever it happens to be. And of the people who were not directly affected, did not lose their homes, they of course weren't allowed back into their homes for a long period of time. But everyone you talk to here, whether it's a hotel employee, a restaurant clerk, whatever it happens to be, if you start to ask them what it was like for them 1 year ago, every single person gets emotional. You can see that they're still working through the healing process with respect to what happened. You have to imagine, we've all seen the video, people driving down highway number 63, the main highway to and from Fort McMurray, literally with the flames about 50 meters from their vehicles. That would be terrifying for any human being. And it's only been 12 months, so you can just imagine that still a lot of people are thinking about what happened.
Yeah, they called it the beast for a reason. Now, our own Adam, you lived in Alberta for a long time. How many years?
A couple years. And I actually, Ted and I knew each other out there. So, you know, what's amazing, Ted, and I think you can speak to this a little bit better than I can, is the way people came together. And the way people do come together in Alberta. There is a really
strong sense of community. What is being done to help the community heal today, 12 months later, Ted?
Yeah, there's community gatherings happening. We're in Sny Park, which is just off of downtown Fort McMurray, and this event started probably just a few minutes ago, and people have started to show up. There are various tents around. There are various things happening. It is relatively low-key, though, this event here, and that is on purpose. The regional municipality of Wood Buffalo, the city, essentially, of Fort McMurray, they surveyed people and asked them what they wanted to have to mark the 1 year anniversary, and people said they just want to have a place to come together, to have a cup of coffee, to maybe have a conversation and keep it really low-key. So that's why this event today is going to be relatively quiet. But there will be a big focus, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, on mental health. There are going to be all kinds of various stations around the city, be it religious-related or be it non-denominational, where people can go and talk and work through. Because this day, of course, 1 year ago, the 88,000 plus people had to leave on a minute's notice. And for a lot of people, this date of May 3rd may trigger something, and that's why there's a big mental health focus this morning.
Ted, there were record donations given to the Red Cross at the time of the fire. How has that money helped the community come back? $323 million, wow. Guys. It's a phenomenal amount of money that came from Canadians coast to coast. A lot of it, of course, was matched, money that was matched by the various levels of government. Of the $323 million, $244 million has gone to support individuals, families, businesses, and community groups. $183 million given to more than 65,000 families who, of course, left here with nothing, to evacuation centers or hotels spread out throughout the prairies of Canada. And those people would apply, and they got money directly put into their bank accounts to help them buy socks, underwear, food, whatever it was that they needed at the time. So a lot of the money went for that. $24 million also going back to the community here for things like summer camps for the kids, things like school supplies, support for the local food bank here. The summer camps for kids is a big focus for some of that money, because kids too had to deal with what happened 1 year ago, and of course kids can't vocalize the emotions that they're feeling and that type of thing. So the hope is, the thought is, through some summer camps, the kids will be maybe given the courage to come forward and talk to their parents, to their aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, whatever it happens to be, to help start the healing process.
It's so true, and it is such a long one to go from the initial days of just absorbing it and surviving to then thriving. So thank you so much for the update, BT Calgary's Ted Henley. We'll check in a little bit. Thank you so much.